So just on the side of the stairs here, and what we're going to do, you can see it's pretty unsightly, this edge into the bottom of the steps. So what we're going to do, you can see this yellow line, we're actually going to use our nibbler or our multi-tool, and we're going to cut in at a nice angle and create the little profile like we've got on these beads here. Yeah, so we're just going to basically replicate that along this line. Once this is cut out, we can then basically fill that to give us this nice little detail that we've got on here. So you've just seen from the time lapse, I've been working on this little detail up here. So basically the plaster before carried up over here, and it was a really unsightly line dividing this wall and the staircase. So what I've done is just basically use some bonding compound, some board adhesive, purely because it's really, really strong. It can actually be sanded down and moulded quite nicely. So I've used that in here just to create this lovely little detail. It does need a little bit more messing around with just to get it absolutely bang on. But I just thought I'd show you what I've been doing. Jamie has also been working on these spindles. He's done a special mixture of paint of gold and black to sort of age these, and these look really, really smart. These are going to be put on the back burner for now though. I believe they're going to be done later on, but he's just done a few of these just to sort of test the waters and see what they're like, so they're looking smart. Next up for me is this. So what you can see here is where this sandstone slab has basically cracked. So it was either two to start with, or it was one, and it's obviously moved. You can see here just how much it has moved. So what we've done is actually filled this with resin all the way through there, so it's nice and solid now, and it won't actually move anywhere else. Like I say, because of that resin in there, it's not going to move. It's supported across here, This slab is supported on three sides as well. So because they're wedged together, they're not going to go anywhere. So what I need to do now, as you can see from this detail here, obviously because this is dropped, this doesn't match through. So what I'm going to do now is use some Plaster of Paris and actually form this back in. Try and just obviously fade this out as it goes across into nothing. And then we'll have to bulk the top of this up as well. We're going to have to do a bit of remedial work at the top there as well. We'll probably latex that in to bring that through into this side. So to take out any discrepancy in the floor, we're using some self-leveling compound. This is a really runny latex which will flood into any low areas of the floor, helping to give us a nice flat level surface on which we can paint and lay the carpet. So next up on my to-do list is this. So you remember we were doing the floor up there, we've latexed all that, that's looking all nice and flat now, that will run through nicely. Just need a light sanding over and that can be painted, ready for the carpet to be fitted. Obviously we filled this as well, I put the anchor resin in there, and then we filled over this to make this nice and smooth. Obviously you can see there is still a bit of a discrepancy in the ceiling line, but we'll never get rid of that without basically bringing the ceiling down like right probably past here to make that level. So that's just going to be a feature, a period feature of the house, a bit of character. So what we've got to do now, obviously because this side has dropped compared to this side, it's affected this detail around here. So we've already started to bulk this out. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a bit of a former. I'm just going to make a semicircle out of ply, just to use as a basic runner to go around here just to help me form the shape. I'm going to form this by hand with Plaster of Paris. So we're going to basically carry on this, but it's going to sort of have to extend. So this top round here will extend so it will be wider and then run down, thinner on this side, and then the same. This will obviously carry around in comparison with this and just run. This detail will stay exactly the same here, running all the way around. It will just follow this, basically this round here all the way. So what we'll do, get my little template set up. It's going to be a piece of ply, just cut in a semicircle like this, just a basic shape, and then I can use that then to hold in and then run my tools round off this to give me a nice round smooth finish rather than just doing it full on freehand. This will give me a much better chance of getting it perfect. So this is stage one of the little refurb on this step that I've completed. You can see now that it all runs through nicely. It is obviously wider on this side than it is on that side, but obviously because this side had dropped, that's why I've had to do this. So unfortunately we can't get this symmetrical. The reason I can't bring this round at the same thickness is because when you get around to here, what's going to happen is, you can see the height difference between this and this. We'd end up down here. So when this bead runs round to here, it would end up down here, so it wouldn't line through with this bead under the step here. So that's why I've had to do this and make this wider and just feather it out into this point here, just so it all looks right. Done this nice little detail here as well, just to run that through, because you can just about see there the original stone in there. So this all just carries through nicely. And then yeah, I've just got to work on this bead detail at the bottom, a little bit more touching up to do here, and I'll run this in just to make this a bit more of a smoother transition. There we go, so it's finished. I've run this bottom piece in. Looks pretty good. Marries through nicely, finishes in this point here. We'll leave that now to dry off properly, and then once the stairs get decorated and painted in, you will never know. Just call me the stealth moulder, plaster. Forget it, just call me John.